Apologies for the delays, everyone. This is the Quintastic One here. Jimmy Two Scoops, Cheddar Goblin, Gristle Britches. You know, a man of many nicknames. I'm here for the second episode of the Kaijucast. After a few days of delay, we have watched Godzilla Raids Again, in which features the first official brawl of Godzilla taking on Angilas, or Angiras, however they want you to pronounce it. Essentially, it's a giant radioactive ankylosaurus. And this is the second movie in the Godzilla franchise. We're watching movies from the beginning to the end of the history of Kaiju and Godzilla in celebration of Ikoria, Lair of Behemoth's Magic the Gathering set that's going to be releasing on the 15th of May. So for this movie, on Godzilla Raids Again, they waste very little time on really jumping right into showing you have Godzilla brawling with this, as of thus far in the lore, unheard of, just a dinosaur, Ankylosaurus, Angilas, just straight up fighting with Godzilla. You know, we thought that we had got rid of Godzilla in the first movie with the Octon Destroyer, and turns out there was a second of the species just roaming around. And this time, unfortunately, it was Osaka's turn to feel the burn. In the original movie, the devastation of Tokyo was truly magnificent. In the second brawl here with Godzilla and Angilas, you could definitely tell there was a little bit more of that that model animation. Like, you didn't really notice it too much in the first movie. I thought it was rather brilliantly done in the production-wise. Well, you can definitely tell they're dealing with, like, toy tanks and other things like that while they're trying to shoot at these two giant monsters duking it out. But either way, they had a really interesting plot point for trying to stop Godzilla from raiding Osaka with these light bombs that they were going to be trying to divert Godzilla's attention away because something involved with light itself attracting Godzilla's wrath. And that was, for a while, was working until they kind of pivoted over to a bit of a subplot that somewhere near like the third end of the movie, some prisoners were trying to escape from being arrested, and this was a rather elongated chase. I didn't quite understand what was going on here until it finally reached the point of it all where the escaping prisoners accidentally crashed into what I assume was a power plant facility or something of that nature, and caused Osaka to go up in flames, which of course has Godzilla go, ooh, look, there's shiny over there, and then Vus went over to Osaka, and the humans, of course, you know, they do their best, but there's nothing you can do to stop Godzilla, which is proven even more so when Angilas comes around as well, and they just start really going at it. Like, I don't know whether it was like a territory issue, or whether, like, you know, Godzilla owed him money, but Angilas definitely was not having any of it. And he went right for him, and they had a really nice brawl, you know, for that kind of animation style and production back in the day. This was still like in the 50s, folks, and you didn't mind at all the fact that you knew that there was like people in, you know, basically kaiju suits brawling, because it was so, I don't know if you'd call it realistic, but it was right. It felt definitely like this is what it would look like if Godzilla was brawling a dinosaur with a nice spiky shelled back. Of course, Godzilla, king of the monsters. Sorry, Angilas, spoiler alert, but you are not going to be able to take down Godzilla on this night. The thing I regret about this movie on Godzilla Raids Again was just the fact that I felt like, as much as I appreciated them going straight to the action, I feel like the brawl between the two monsters ended a little bit too soon, because for the next pretty much half of the movie, they kind of had this really long, you know, sequence of events that was just involved with like the airplane fighter pilots, and really was designed to make you care about the best friend of the bride and groom to be and their little human subplot, because eventually they of course had to deal with still the threat of Godzilla. And so they were able to track him down over to his island, and it was just a very long, drawn-out scene of the fighter pilots trying to essentially avalanche in Godzilla by shooting at the ice and the mountains surrounding him in order to trap him in the island and prevent him from escaping back into the ocean forever. And you know, that was pretty nifty for what it was, but I felt like I think I would have appreciated a little bit more of the human element being taken care of more earlier in the movie, and we could have probably waited a little bit longer to see Angilas and Godzilla fighting each other. But all in all, it was just a very quick, nice little popcorn movie. Next up on this Kaijucast is going to be the watching of Godzilla versus King Kong, which surprised me because I thought Godzilla had racked up a little bit more of a body count in terms of his monster fighting before he fought against the big American Kong. But, you know, we'll get to that when we get to that video. In the meantime, thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you on the next one as we go to movie number 3, Godzilla vs. Kong. Until next time, stay just quintastic.